We begin the show tonight with a breakthrough story that could prove to be a turning point in West Asia, a story that could change the region's geopolitical dynamics. This is what I am talking about. Iran and Saudi Arabia, two sworn enemies, are now friends again. That's right. The two arch rivals have agreed to mend ties and put their differences aside after 7 years of hostility. This is a huge development with far-reaching implications. And what makes it even more interesting is the country that has brokered this truce: China. Riyadh and Tehran are normalizing their relations as part of an agreement mediated by Beijing. According to reports, talks between the two sides had been ongoing in Beijing since the 6th of March. And 4 days later, these talks have proven fruitful. And how? This is what Iran's state news agency has said, citing a joint statement. I'm quoting, "As a result of the talks, Iran and Saudi Arabia agreed to resume diplomatic relations and reopen embassies within 2 months. After implementing the decision, the foreign ministers of both the countries will be meeting to prepare for the exchange of ambassadors." This agreement, if it comes to a conclusion, could have wide-reaching implications vis-à-vis Iran's nuclear deal and the civil war in Yemen, where the two sides are locked in a proxy war. But the biggest highlight of this story is China's involvement. Its role as a broker, as a peacemaker, is striking, to say the least. It could strengthen China's diplomatic position further, simply because it has done something even America could not do. It has brought together two biggest players in West Asia, two countries that until recently could not even see eye to eye. For decades, they have fought for dominance and waged proxy wars. And now, all of a sudden, they are trying to bury the hatchet. A couple of questions are bound to emerge here. What's behind the thaw between Iran and Saudi Arabia? What brought them to the negotiating table? Also, why were they fighting in the first place? Is their rivalry religious or political or both? And how will this latest development change the region? Let me start with the rivalry. The roots of Saudi Arabia's rivalry with Iran are often sought in a 1,000-year-old religious schism between Sunnis and Shias. The two main branches of Islam, Iran and Saudi Arabia, are on the opposing sides of this split. But it's important to not overstate this split, because this rivalry is also political. Just have a look at the proxy wars. In Syria, Saudi Arabia backs the rebel groups. It provides them generous military and financial assistance. Iran does the opposite. It supports the Assad regime in fighting the rebel groups backed by Riyadh. In Lebanon, Iran supports the Hezbollah, a Shia militant group. Saudi Arabia, in fact, has for the longest time supported the Lebanese government to take on the Hezbollah. And then we have Yemen, where Iran supports the Houthi rebels, a Shia militia group fighting the regime. Saudi Arabia, along with a coalition of Arab nations, helps the regime strike the Houthis. And now that the two are about to become friends, all these campaigns could come to an end. The question is, why? What really led to this thaw? You see, Iran's reasons are largely economic. US sanctions are crushing its economy. Restoring ties with the second largest economy in West Asia will help Iran broaden regional trade, also reach out to several Sunni majority countries. For Saudi Arabia, the reasons are both economic and political. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is trying to diversify the economy. And remember, for that, he needs to change his country's image. A de-escalation with Iran could spell an end to the proxy wars and help MBS attract investments. He needs money to realize his much-touted Vision 2030. So at the end of the day, this warming up of ties is more about money than anything else. Whatever be the case, this development will have serious implications in West Asia. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.